All right, let's hop right into it. Third lesson, the second video lesson, okay? So hopefully you did okay with the first video lesson. And what we want to do here, we want to just keep expanding with our major scales. Hopefully by now you've really grasped the concept of how to form a major scale. And again, it's basically just 7 notes played in sequence. They are a distance of a whole step and a half step apart. You know, I simplified that for you and I called it a hop and a step. But every hop, anytime you hop over a key, that's just a whole step. Okay, so let's look at the key of D flat or C sharp. Okay, technically D flat. So we hopped over D to E flat, over E flat to F. So we can at the same time say, or it'd be the same thing to say, okay, one whole step, okay? So hop, hop, step, and that's the same thing as a half step. So a whole step is basically traveling a distance of 2 notes, okay? And a half step is just moving up 1 key. So hop, hop, step is the same thing as whole step, half step, okay? And a lot of this stuff I'm just teaching you so you can have an intelligent conversation amongst musicians, because as you mature and grow, I don't want you to be saying hop, hop, step, hop. No, don't do that. So it's a whole step and a half step. All right. So major scales, this is the boring stuff, I understand, but they are the building blocks of music. You know, your major scales, knowing your key names, and knowing your numbers. Because once you learn all the major scales and how the numbers apply, then I can start to teach you, okay, Jayla, go to the 5 in the key of A. And you will know where to go, and you will know what chord to apply. When we learn chords and progressions, you're going to know what chord, what progression, and a progression is just a series of chords, just like this. That's a progression, just a series of chords. You're going to know exactly what to play just by knowing your major scales, okay? So what I want to teach today, you know, we're dealing with numbers. Your fingers also have numbers. So I want to teach you a series of major scales. We may do, let's see what kind of time we have. Don't want to be long again. I want to teach you the scales that use the exact same fingering. So fingering is important in music. So you can play stuff wrong and you can, okay, I can play a C major scale just like that. But I can't be but so fast and so consistent, right? Same principle. I can do all kinds of crazy fingering, or I can do it the right way. And that's what scales. See, it's good for you to see the end goal, because if I'm just teaching you theory, like, okay, play the major scale, use these fingers, it gets boring. But if you can see the end goal, when I learn how to play major scales, then I can play all the stuff that you hear in songs. Okay? So that's what we want to get to, but we got to start somewhere. All right. So again, I said your fingers literally have numbers. So the right hand going from left to right, you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And your left hand is the exact opposite. So the thumb is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So it's just the same numbering system in the opposite direction. So these scales are what I call the Class A major scales, meaning they all use the same fingering. So, you know C major scale, you play in the 1, 2, and the 3 finger. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you play the 1, 2, 3 finger, and then what do? We go under. So it starts over. Now we're back on 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All there is to it. So the pattern is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and then just reverse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now what do? We go over with middle finger. 3, 2, 1. So coming down is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. I need you to write this down, okay? Going up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. All right. So this will help you. See, you've already learned how to go under and how to go over. And we do that, why? To keep a steady flow of movement. Because if I didn't go under, I'm going to run out of fingers very quickly, and then I'm going to have to do something awkward to try to get to the next note. So going over and under helps me to continue up and down the keyboard smoothly, okay? All right, so now we're going to move to the left hand. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. That's your pattern. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So going back down scale is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now the next thing, we learn all the keys, and we're not going to cover all of them in one setting. We're going to learn all the keys that use that exact same fingering, okay? So we have C, the next one is D. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That works. What about the key of E? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's try F. 1, 2, 3. See, now we can't, the next note in the F is B flat. We can't get the thumb up there, so F doesn't work. So far we have C, D, and E use the same fingering. Let's try G. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it doesn't matter if a black key, is in the major scale. Sometimes it still uses the same fingering as playing all white keys, okay? So G. Okay, that works. Try the key of A. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing in the left hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay? So far we have C, D, E, G, and A. That's 5. With the same fingering. Let's try B. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now B, technically you can do it, but the left hand is a little different, so we're going to leave out the key of B. So let's focus on C, D, E, G, and A. We're going to call these the Class A major scales, which means what? They all use the same fingering. All right? And keep in mind, we're trying to get here. That's where we're headed. And also we want to get to the place, because once you learn the scales and the proper fingering, you just apply the numbers. So we're going to learn the D major scale now. Okay? The notes are D, write this down, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Alright? So now that we know the notes, how do we play it? What fingers should we use? Key of D, we use the Class A fingering. So what's that sequence? should have it. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It works. Let's try left hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. It works. All right, hope you got it. Let's move on. Key of E. Major scale for the key of E. E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. Excuse me, that's wrong. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. Write that down. Let me do it again since I fumbled. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. So when we apply the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how do we play that scale? All right, let's get it. Under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. All right, lefty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, under. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? Let's see, we've been running let's see how long we've been running. Again, I don't want to make these too long. About 13 minutes. Let's get 2 more minutes in, so that'll give you some time to stop and practice without overwhelming you, okay? All right, so the next one was the key of G. Let's get the key of G. All right, the notes are G, A, B. Now this is the key. All the notes are white, similar to the key of C, with the exception of one note. All right? So it's G, A, B, C, D, E. And the one black key is F sharp, and back to G. Okay, so once we apply our numbering system for Class A major scales, under, okay? So ultimately, okay, we've learned the numbering system and we've learned 4 major scales. Well, really 3 because you should already know C. So now what I want you to do and be prepared for the next lesson is to play C, D, E, and G major scales going up and down with both hands. So practice apart. This is what I did when I was learning. Practice your hands separately until you get comfortable with one hand. And most pianists, they're going to struggle the most. Well, if you're right-handed, they're going to struggle the most with the left hand. So practice hands apart until one hand almost becomes automatic. Your brain is more powerful than you give it credit for, than we all give it credit for. If you do stuff enough, you don't have to keep on thinking so hard about it. None of us have to think about breathing and walking and blinking. Okay, we do all these things automatically because we've done it so many times. But when you were a baby, you had to concentrate on eating without it all coming out of your mouth. That's why you needed a bib, right? You had to get walking shoes and learn how to walk, but now it's automatic. So the point being, practice them hands apart, and eventually your weak hand is going to become automatic, and you're not going to even think about it. All right? All right, I think that's enough for this lesson. You're doing well. And Sister Angie, please look at that Facebook option I gave you. I can actually just set up a dummy account myself and just send you all to it. I think it'll be a lot more interactive and entertaining. Well, not so much entertaining, but attention grabbing for Jayla if she can actually see the content and graphics and different things that I can do with a medium, another medium besides just what I'm doing here. All right, practice with this and let me know how you're doing. We'll have some quizzes and things coming up shortly. All right, talk to you later.